You may have seen people walking with substitutive or supporting aids, but never really paid attention of how, where, and sometimes why they use these aids. Orthopedic technology is a science that not too many people or the common mwananchi are familiar with. Here in Kenya, the course is only offered at the Kenya Medical Training College. There are approximately 250 orthopedic technologists in the country, both in the private and public practice. However, there are 800 people who have been trained on the orthopedic technology, seeking employment in various hospitals or workshops. Senior orthopedic technologist at the National Spinal and Injury Referral Hospital, Wallace Mburu, explains the difference between prosthesis and orthosis. Prostheses, he says, are appliances that replace a missing part of the body, while orthoses support a part of a body which has been deformed or injured.
This is a cast that has been taken from somebody who has been amputated above the knee. We talk of the transfemoral amputation. So we take such a cast using POP bandage, which is plaster of Paris bandage, and then we make a POP paste, we fill it, and then we're able to get a positive cast where we mold the appliance.
Let us take a look at the prostheses and how they are made, as well as how they function with the different parts of the body that may be missing. There is a process though for replacing a missing limb.
This is an appliance that it replaces both part of the limb. This one now replaces part of the limb, and this also replaces the function where one wears it as a shoe and works on it. And it has to restore the function.
At the same time, there are orthoses, which are devices that are used to enhance a person's limb or restore a function. Take, for example, a caliper, the device which is commonly used for someone who has suffered from polio or spina bifida. When someone suffers from either of these ailments, one may end up paralyzed. However, the orthopedic technologist says the caliper is able to support the leg even with paralysis.
Yeah, polio is one of the conditions, but you also have others who suffered from conditions like spina bifida. Spina bifida, one loses sensation, that's also loses functionals, and one is not able to use the leg. So this one can be used by someone who has post-polio paralysis, and even someone who had spina bifida.
The orthopedic department at the National Spinal Injury Hospital also caters for nerve injuries, which for various reasons one is not able to use their foot normally.
Conditions that may lead to use of this, one may be having spinal injury. With the spinal injury, one is not able to use the legs. And so instead of dragging the foot, when one wears ankle foot orthosis, it helps restore the function.
People who use prostheses or orthoses may have suffered from different types of conditions. The National Spinal Injury Hospital has a bed capacity of 30 patients who have either been involved in road accidents, falls from buildings, tuberculosis of the spine, cases of assault, for example, those that are stabbed in the spine, those who have been shot in the spine. The effect of banned drugs could also cause the absence of limbs.
When we make spinal brace, it is meant to support where you'll be able to live a more comfortable life. More comfortable life. But more cases of spinal injury, once it is injured, if it is not attended in time, then it is difficult to restore to full recovery.
Mburu says that it is not advisable for one to walk in and ask for a certain substitutive or supporting aid without a diagnosis from a doctor.
There are some cases which are obvious, like talk of amputation. When one has been amputated, if you come directly to us, then you'll be able to assess, then you'll see the condition, and then you'll be able to make the appropriate appliance.
There are also conditions that necessitate surgical foots devised for them.
We take the cast, we get the impression of the foot, and we make or fabricate a shoe depending on how the foot is. Okay. One, we try to make it as comfortable as possible, and we also try to make it as cosmetic. or as aesthetically acceptable as possible.
If you have pain on the soles or heels of your feet, you can get insoles for your feet, however, not without a doctor's diagnosis for the different foot conditions.
Heel pain may come as a result of many things. It may be a calcaneal spur. That is a bony growth that happens at the heel or the heel bone. And so suppose we make for them calcaneal spur padding. It helps relieve pressure at the heel.
Naturally, legs tend to be of the same size, but there are cases where you find a person with one leg smaller or shorter than the other, and the technicians make an addition to the shoe that would help the person balance. The shoes are made with microcellular material, which the doctor says is not heavy.
It doesn't have to be done on a specific shoe. You bring your own shoe, and so long as it's comfortable, then we modify the shoe and we make the shoe raise, depending on how short your leg is.
I asked the doctor about the environment of the workshop and how conducive it would be for the technicians, considering the heat from the oven and the burning of the plaster modifications. Some of the prostheses use polypropylene prepared in a special oven.
Once it is all aerated, be it fumes from the glue that one is using in the workshop, or be it the fumes that one may have from heating the polypropylene. Once the place is well aerated, then you will not have those hazards.
Accordingly, the price of the appliances may vary with the material used and the cost of production. Some of the materials used are sourced locally, while some are imported. It takes Mburu approximately 3 hours to 1 week to make the different prostheses. According to statistics by the World Health Organization, approximately 10% of the Kenyan population lives with disability. Out of the 10%, 26% are people who have physical disability who need the prosthesis.
Well, just in case you have been wondering where this supportive aids or even the substitutive aids are made from, this is just one of the working stations in the country where the orthosis and the prosthesis are made for the different conditions, especially for those who suffer from spinal injuries. Diana Rachel Mbugwa, EBTV.